In today's video, I want to talk about value versus profit of a property. Because we have always been emphasizing on profit or capital gain, that's why I want to go a little deeper into this. The main purpose of owning a residential property in Singapore for most people is definitely to have a roof over their head. Increasingly, to a large extent, due to the stability in Singapore's property market, these residential properties have also become a retirement tool for most homeowners to cash out during retirement. This is especially crucial as most homeowners in Singapore use their CPF OA to pay for their mortgage, and CPF money is meant to finance our retirement. When it comes to buying property, the focus is always on profit, especially in the context of Singapore's property. It's like thunder will strike you if you buy a property in Singapore and there's no capital gain. But is capital gain or profit really that important? Of course lah, and I believe that when you choose the condo with the right attributes, capital gain will follow. But there's another thing that many homeowners neglected. Let us go through this concept of profit versus value to show you why profit is not everything. Let's break this down with an example. Imagine you are age 65 now and you have two options. Which one would you choose to have? First option is to have a 1.5 million private condo which you bought 15 years back for 750,000. So right now at the age of 65, the loan is fully paid. You are looking at a capital gain of 100%. Fantastic. Second option is also to have a private condo valued at 3 million, of which was also bought 15 years back, but very unfortunately, it was bought at $3 million as well. And same thing is fully paid as you are already 65. It is a sad case of zero capital appreciation, and many may blame themselves for making the choice of this purchase 15 years back. So right now, at the age of 65, we are looking to downsize and retire and hope to have more cash on hand to fund your retirement. Which option would you rather have? The 1.5 million condo which gives you 100% capital gain, or the 3 million condo that did not earn you anything at all over the last 15 years? Imagine after selling the 1.5 million property and you went on to buy a resale 4-room HDB somewhere central that is near to MRT that costs about 800,000, and coupled with 100,000 renovation cost, how much would you have left? It's about 600,000. What about the $3 million condo? Even though you may not have capital gain on this condo, you still have 3 million after selling, and you bought an 800,000 HDB with 100,000 renovation cost, you would still have 2.1 million left. At this point of time, don't you think that it was a blessing to have bought the 3 million condo back then? That's why, besides looking purely at capital gain, we also need to pay attention to elevating the value of the property. Capital gain is definitely important, but elevating the value of your asset gives you a better leverage when you retire in the later years. By the way, if you are picking up something useful here, do consider hitting the subscribe button. I've got more content like this coming. So now, is 3 million property value the goal for everyone? Honestly, I can't dictate a value for you, but this can be achieved progressively, and everyone has their own figure. Some can achieve their goal fast, but some may have to take it slow and steady. As long as you are doing something to elevate your property portfolio value, it is better than not doing anything at all. Let me show you how one of my clients increased their property value using a progressive framework. This progressive framework has 4 elements, and these 4 elements are: number 1, job opportunities in the form of pay increment, promotion, or changing job that increases salary. Number 2, personal savings that can come from you saving a fixed percentage of your salary per month and year-end bonus. Number 3, principal savings from your property. When you service a property loan, the monthly repayment consists of the interest that you pay to the bank and also the principal repayment that you can get back upon selling your house. So that constitutes your property savings. And number 4, capital appreciation from your property. You can leverage on these 4 elements to progress maybe from a BTO or 2-bedroom condo to a 3-bedroom condo to a 4-bedroom condo, and maybe eventually to a landed property. Let me go through with you the example of how my client progressed from a 1.32 million property to a 2.1 million property and how they intend to further increase the property value in the future. This client of mine bought a 3-bedroom unit in 2020 as a new condo under construction, and the purchase price was about 1.32 million. We sold it off in 2024 at about 1.7 million, and we went on to buy another 3-bedroom new launch at 2.1 million. Combined salary for the couple was 11,000 in 2020 when they purchased their first new condo. They made a capital gain of about 400,000 with the sale. Total equity from the sale is about 700,000, which is a combination of the CPF being refunded and the capital gain. Their combined salary in 2024 has increased to about 18,000. They took full loan for the 2.1 million purchase and they do not need to top up any cash at all as the proceeds from the sale is more than enough to cover the purchase. Some may ask, hey, what's the point of going from a 3-bedroom to another 3-bedroom? First, by going for a 4-bedroom unit of their choice is a little taxing for them, so we decided not to do that after doing a detailed calculation. Secondly, I found that they didn't require a 4-bedroom as they only have one kid and will remain as that. And they both agree that getting a 4-bedroom is not necessary at the current time. But they see the need to upsize their property holding in terms of value so as to have more money for retirement later. Therefore, they choose to buy a higher priced 3-bedroom unit. They also like the fact that buying new condos do not require much renovation, so that will save them some cash. But of course, if you need bigger space and need to buy a cheaper resale, by all means. What I want to show you is the concept. Some people just keep repeating the pattern to keep building their capital for their next higher price property. And eventually, when they retire, they can sell off their higher price property, buy a HDB, and will have a lot more cash to spare. In fact, this is what has been playing out in the market, having many retirees selling off their higher price private property to cash out and move into HDB. If you're not financially strong now, you can always start with a 1 or 2-bedroom condo or even start with a BTO. If my client never even start with buying their first new condo, do you think they can increase their property value from 1.32 million to 2.1 million within 4 years? I doubt so. They are 41 this year, so they said that they can still cash another cycle a few years later. I will show you how the progressive framework has worked for them to pay the down payment for their next higher price condo. The increase in salary from 11,000 to 18,000 comes from the job opportunity. The 700,000 equity from the sale of the house comes from the property savings and capital appreciation of 400,000. Capital appreciation varies, some can be more, some can be lesser. But don't worry about things like that as I have another set of data to help clients choose the project to buy, whether it's a resale or a new condo, to get a chance of good capital appreciation. Lastly, they have personal savings from the last few years, but they do not want to use it. They can use it if they want to buy a higher value property, but they choose to be conservative for now, so they will keep it as their rainy day fund. The plan is to sell the condo in around 2028 at a target price of 2.4 to 2.5 million and buy another condo valued at about 2.7 million or maybe even higher. The total time period is about 9 years from 2020 to 2028 and they realistically could go from 1.3 million to 2.7 million property value progressively. But I want to stress that everyone has a different objective and journey, so what applies to them may not be suitable for you. Everyone is different, so we need to plan differently. So to wrap this up, capital gain is great, but elevating the value of your property is also very important to give you real leverage for retirement. Everyone's journey is different and it's all about planning based on your goals. If you found this helpful or learned something new, do subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video.